Hey everyone, I'm Brian Rosa, and this is Rosa's Trains. October 2025 was the annual Fall York Train Fair in York, Pennsylvania. For quite a while, I wished to go there and meet some notable hobbyists, as well as buying some merchandise. Well, sure enough, I officially visited the fair for the first time in my life. As many of you know, this event was formerly restricted to members of the Train Collectors Association, or TCA, but it is nowadays open to the public on Friday and Saturday. I'm currently not a TCA member, so it's a really good idea to make the fair open to newcomers before they decide to join the organization. York is less than 90 minutes away from my home in Damascus, Maryland, although I spent a couple of nights at my sister's house near the Baltimore-Washington International Airport. We chose to visit the fair on Saturday, October 25th, the last day of the event. When we arrived at the York Fairgrounds, we had to check in at the registration desk in the Silver Hall, where some of the participants were selling model trains, accessories, railroad books, and other items. Unfortunately, I did not take any photos or videos of this event because I wanted to be polite to others, but I will show you what I purchased at York once I finish telling my story. After walking through all the aisles, we transferred over to the Blue Hall, featuring more individual sellers. One of these people I found was a train repairman named Louis, who previously worked for the now closed Engine House Hobbies of Gaithersburg, Maryland. I used to buy some trains from that store until 2021, about a couple years before it went out of business. I brought my own copy of the Lionel 2025 Volume 1 catalog for autographs, and Louis was the first to give me one. I even met Roger Karp, senior editor of Classic Toy Trains, in the Blue Hall. The next hall is what I believe is the most talked about area at the York Fair, the Orange Hall. It is where we usually see lots of dealer booths, as well as those from train manufacturers such as MTH and Atlas. It is a shame that Lionel no longer displays its booth, and I still don't know why. If anybody does, please leave a comment below. I would have loved to meet someone like Ryan Kunkel, Director of Production, and Dave Olson, Director of Engineering. At the MTH booth, I did meet Rich Foster, Vice President of Sales, and also a young man named Bradley, who is apparently the son-in-law of the retired Mike Wolf, MTH's founder. They both kindly gave me their autographs on my name badge. The next booth I visited was Atlas, hosted by MTH veteran Andy Edelman, formerly Vice President of Marketing, and I got his autograph too. Since I'm a member of the National Capital Trackers, I met a couple of folks from that club. Initially, I asked my pal George if he was interested in attending this fall's York show, but he was unable to come because he traveled to New Jersey to attend a wedding the same weekend. A little later, as we continued exploring through the Orange Hall, we actually found the one and only Eric Siegel from Eric's Trains. He even helped us find a young woman hobbyist named Peachy from Peachy's Trains. I never wanted to leave the fair without their autographs, so Eric gave me 2 stickers, the Eric's Trains logo and his railroad name, Appalachian and Western. His autograph is on the latter, and Peachy signed hers on one page of my Lionel catalog. Before leaving the Orange Hall, I found the Lionel Collectors Club of America booth and received a couple of gifts, as well as an autograph from Bill Schmilk, one of the LCCA directors. The last hall we visited at the fair was the Purple Hall, with a couple of operating train layouts and more individual sellers. We didn't have the time to go through the red, black, or white halls, but my first impression of this event turned out extremely well. York is sort of like Disney World for model train enthusiasts, where dreams can come true. Hopefully, I will consider going to the fair again next spring with my friend George. I felt more convinced than ever to attend the TCA York meet as a true train enthusiast. Alright, now comes the fun part. A showcase of all the merch from York. I'm going to save my best item as the last. The first two items are the General Electric locomotive operator manuals, one for the -7 series and one for the -8. I found both of them in the Silver Hall. I've never intended to collect manuals like these, but I enjoy watching VHS rips of locomotive familiarization videos such as the -9 and the Amtrak P42 Genesis on YouTube. I think it would be nice to have these booklets as a reference on how other GE locomotives work. In other words, to fully appreciate them. The next item I bought from the Silver Hall is a railroad color history book titled Santa Fe Railway by Steve Glishinsky. I cannot tell you how much I paid for this item, but the price was so extremely low that I decided to splurge a little for it. From a selling standpoint, one of the nice things about TCA York is that some hobbyists are kind enough to offer their goods at a negotiable price, and I mean lower than what was originally intended. That's more convenient than having to pack so many items back home when the train show is over. The Santa Fe book features lots of color photos, from the passenger war bonnets and freight yellow bonnets to the modern wide cabs of the Superfleet. I have only one purchase from the Purple Hall. This is the Lionel Price Guide and History Volume 2, co-written by the late Tom McComas. It covers all the Lionel items of the modern era from 1970 to 2000. A few years ago, I received the first volume, 1900 to 1969, as a birthday gift from a friend who lives in South Bend, Indiana. Interestingly, it is not too far from Michigan City, which is where TM Books and Video is headquartered. Now, the price guides are not my only books from McComas. I also have Great Toy Train Layouts of America and the 6th volume, Lionel Collector's Guide and History book set. I think it was a really good idea for me to collect these books as a tribute to the man who created I Love Toy Trains. The last three items you're about to see are from the Orange Hall. This is my first bottle of unscented smoke fluid, manufactured by JT's Mega Steam. Although some of my O-gauge engines do have smoke units, I personally don't make a lot of smoke. The gentleman at the Mega Steam booth initially suggested 2 bottles, but I politely declined and asked for only 1. I'm glad I decided to buy some more smoke fluid in person rather than ordering online. The second to last item on my list is the Lionel Train Game, aka Double Crossing. I bought this from Grabowski's Train Store of Moosic, Pennsylvania. I'm sorry if I mispronounced the dealer's name. The board game was originally made by Lionel in 1988, but it was still in shrink wrap by the time I discovered it. Considering that it looks brand new, do I think it's a counterfeit board game? I don't think so. Just like my Santa Fe Railway book, this item cost me an extremely low price, so I ultimately purchased it. Needless to say, the board game would be perfect for family fun this Thanksgiving. And now, for the crown jewel of all the treasures. Fanfare, please.
Very good.
From Lionel, the 3-rail O-Gauge, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood Music Boxcar. I found this from another dealer booth called Chuck's Train Room, based in North Collins, New York. For most of the time at York, I honestly tried to find 2 railroad books published by Kalmbach Media, and I almost hesitated to buy this boxcar. However, concerning the recent federal funding conflicts with public television and radio, I strongly feel the nostalgia of Fred Rogers. I remember watching some reruns of old episodes from his show, sometimes on live TV, and other times on videotape recordings. The boxcar plays 2 songs in a timed loop when track power is turned on: A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, the opening theme, and It's Such a Good Feeling, the ending theme. Eventually, I will post a short video demonstrating this car. The artwork is so gorgeous on not only the boxcar itself, but also on the cardboard box this item came in. It is one of several Mr. Rogers products in Lionel's 2024 Volume 1 catalog. There's also an aquarium car that is a perfect reference to the fish tank in the TV show. In the 2025 Volume 1 catalog, more Mr. Rogers cars are featured, including Mr. McFeely's Speedy Delivery Service operating mail car. To my surprise, Lionel never considered making a model of the iconic neighborhood trolley for some odd reason. They could have used the Bump and Go trolley, painted red and yellow, along with silhouettes of all the puppet characters like King Friday the 13th and Daniel Tiger. What a shame. Still, the music boxcar is the best item I've ever found at the TCA York Train Fair. I love it. My pick of the month has nothing to do with the TCA or York, but it is related to the last train item I just showed you in this video. This is Mr. Rogers and Trolleys Through Time, uploaded by Heinz History Center HCAP videos. They did a pretty good job explaining his lifetime association with trolleys. I highly recommend checking that out. I still wish Lionel could make a Mr. Rogers Bump and Go trolley. Maybe they will offer it in the 2026 catalog. Who knows? Link to this pick of the month video is in the description. If you'd like to support La Rosa's Trains, I would greatly appreciate it. That can be done through my Patreon page at patreon.com/LaRosasTrains. Patrons will receive exclusive benefits, which are all explained directly on this page. Link in the description. Your contribution, regardless of your preferred membership, is essential not only to me, but to the future of La Rosa's Trains. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and be sure to hit the subscribe button so you can see what's coming up next from this channel. Anyway, that's all for now, and as always, thanks for watching. I'm Brian La Rosa, and I'll see you next time.